Okay, so let's just start with a quick demo so that you have context on what is how the platform looks like, what I'm talking about. Then we'll jump on to the challenges. So for this demo, I have this is a pre-recorded demo because I only have 30 minutes and I'll be talking at this pace. We'll discuss things in detail in Q&A if I left out anything. So for this demo, I have a to-do app for which the change that I'm going to deploy is adding a background to that app. So this is the background that I've added. This is the app. I'll quickly raise a PR and I'll quickly raise a PR and it will trigger a pipeline on flow. So this is the entry point to the platform, the flow that I'm talking to. So here you'll see that it has triggered a pipeline. Now a pipeline looks like it has a clone step, which is cloning the repository. Then it is a package step, which is pushing the deployables, the Docker image and the Helm chart for the service. Now there is a new thing that you so these sorry yeah so wait, yeah, I think the space pressing space bar resets the demo. I'll just use the mouse. So the thing you see here, it has triggered the pipeline. Yep. So it is cloning the repository. Now it is building the deployables. Now you see that you will see that how someone would create such a pipeline. So what we have done here, these we have a catalog in the platform itself which has managed templates. For example, these are the managed templates. They have the script, they have the environment and parameters to do anything. You, if you want to create a pipeline, you just use these templates as a building block. What it helps us do is, if we want to bump something, if we want to, let's say, remove some dependency from our build environment, we can do it here and it will percolate to all the pipelines altogether, and no one has to do anything else. So that is how, if you want, that is how these pipelines are built. Now there is a new step that I think most of the pipelines don't have. It is called dev deploy or environment deploy. So it will create a brand new environment. It will create and install my service there. This is not stage, this is not pre-prod or prod. It is a new environment which will have the service and it will give me a preview of my service. So you see this service, it is deployed in an environment that is just created by the pipeline, which will be deleted later on. Why is it created? It is created to run integration tests. So you can add further steps to it so that other services can quickly find this IP and run integration tests on it. While these integration tests are happening, I'll just show you one more concept that is called deploy candidate. So the artifacts that are generated by a pipeline, you can see all of them at one place in the project. And these artifacts, they are certified by Flow. So if an artifact is a dev candidate, it can only be deployed to dev environments. It cannot be deployed to prod, because how we achieve it is dev candidates are stored in a registry which doesn't have connectivity to prod environments. Once a pipeline completes and you once a pipeline completes and it is a changes are approved, PR is merged, then these candidates are promoted to release. So they are moved to a registry which has connectivity to production clusters, and that is how you can add governance. You can add certain checks. For example, you can add a quality, you can add a quality gate. For example, recently we have introduced a new quality gate in Flipkart, that is every change will have to have 80% code coverage. As any code doesn't have 80% code coverage, it doesn't go into production, and there is no other way to deploy anything without that. We have a break glass feature as well, because there are some changes that might require emergency deployments, but you cannot deploy routine changes without a coverage. So my PR is merged. Now my candidates are promoted to release. Now I will deploy them. So again, I come to Flow. I have clicked on a deploy pipeline. You'll see that Flow has automatically selected the candidates that were just created, and I didn't have to do anything. Now I'll in the pipeline itself, it has all the things that are required. It has the reference to the cluster that I'm trying to deploy, so it is a production deployment. And here I'm selecting the strategy that I'm using to deploy. So here I'm using a canary strategy, and it has two phases. First phase is, I think it's not visible at the back, but first phase is 10% wait, then pause, then 60% wait, and 60% traffic, and then pause for 10 seconds. Because it is a production deployment, it will trigger an approval, and here I have raised an approval request. Once this approval request is raised, Flow creates a release note of all the deploy candidates that are getting deployed. because what we want to do, we want to maximize the context in every decision you take. If anything is going into production and you are the one who is allowing it, you should know all the things that are there to know about it. So this is a release note or approval note that is created. So here is only one artifact that you are deploying, and you will see the cluster it is going into. You will see the change log, like whatever commits went into this. You will see the PR for it, Jira tasks and other things. If there were any policy gates it passed through, you will see all of them. Now my pipeline is approved. I'll proceed with the deployment. And once my deployment is done, I'll go to the release page. So deployment is done. I'll go to my release page. One thing you can see here, I haven't left Flow. The only thing I'm touching here is my editor, GitHub, and Flow. I'm deploying on Flow, building on Flow. Even I'll now monitor my deployments on Flow. You see, this is a canary strategy, and there is only one pod that has come up. Other three pods are in the older replica set, because the first step that I had was 10% traffic until after that an infinite pause, so that I can promote the rollout. And not just the strategy, at any point if you realize your deployment is going wrong, you can pause and play your deployments like you play a movie. You can do that. And here all all the phases have completed now. If any point I think that, okay, I don't want to go with these changes, I want to abort, I can click on abort. And it is not a simple abort. You will see that it will show you the diff that is that you are aborting to. So whatever is in green is the changes that will come up. And Flow is also running some validations that I will talk about later in the talk. So that if anything is going to go wrong without you paying attention, Flow will catch those errors. So now nothing is going to go wrong because these validations are passing, and it will let me abort it. So I want abort the changes for the talk. And once I close this dialog, I'll open the app and my changes are deployed.